Hi Aries, welcome to July. This is Cancer season, and it is also the beginning of your ruler Mars in your sign until 2021. As if 2020 was not jam-packed enough, you guys have really brought it home. Va-va-voom. So Cancer season for you, the theme that I got for you before this was a strong inkling that you need to stay grounded. You need to connect with nature very, very strongly, and you'll feel it in July. You will want to have grass beneath your feet. You'll want to be near the sea. You will want to be in nature. You will want to embrace some form of solitude because you need to do some degree of resting here. Bear in mind you have an extended stay at Mars in your sign, and as much as you would love to go consistently, it's not going to work. You, Aries, push yourself too hard sometimes, and this is a very auspicious time for you with Mars being here. Initially, the beginning of Mars's stay in Aries, it wants you to heal something. It wants you to heal an old battle wound that you keep fighting, that you keep going to war with yourself over, a past mistake, a past misendeavor, the way something worked out that you didn't want it to, possibly a relationship. Judgment, Knight of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. Your hand in love turns around. Your luck in love turns around. Judgment, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups. Pretty intense. For a lot of you, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer right off the bat. Big decisions to be made, but not necessarily all of yours to make. With the Wheel of Fortune in the middle, there is some element of destiny at play. So, Venus rules your relationships and is now direct. And not only direct in a side of the sky that for you rules your preconceptions, rules the way that you communicate, rules the facts that you know to be true. And you've revisited some of those. You've revisited quite a lot. Mars, your ruler, has been in Pisces for the last couple of months in your 12th house, which has really hit you hard in the feels in terms of your past. And now things are changing for you. And the reason they're changing, Aries, is because you've done that reflection. You've looked inward. You've seen some painful stuff come up. You've realized topics of conversation, names, areas of conversation that bring you some pain. And what does an Aries do when they feel pain? They usually go to war. Mars and Chiron connect in your sign because they want to heal you a bit deeper than that. They want you to look at yourself and see your strength rather than your weakness. And luckily for you, it seems that you're attracting people that are quite compassionate, which you could do with, because you're very, very hard on yourself. Especially with so much going on in Capricorn. Saturn returning to Capricorn and bringing up some stuff that you thought you dealt with in your career, and you thought, I was past this. I fixed this mistake. I fixed this relationship. I fixed this process. I thought I'd moved forward from this way of working. I thought my reputation had come on leaps and bounds with this particular opinion. And then you feel like you're revisiting it all over again, and it feels like nothing's changed. It has. Everything's changed. It's just that now Saturn is asking you, are you sure you want to limit yourself in that way? Maybe you are not the problem. Maybe with Pluto also being in your career sector, maybe there's a lot of stuff in the shadows that you were better off not seeing until now. The lunar eclipse in Capricorn is very well aspected to your sector of money. It's very well aspected to your subconscious. just be careful that you're not rejecting a wonderful opportunity because you think you're the problem. You're going to be going through a lot of healing, and it would be a shame to pass up on something deserving of you before you realize that you deserve the world. King of Wands, this is you. This is you in your higher self. This is you making decisions for yourself, trusting your decisions, living the life that you want to live, being the person that you want to be. Don't reject that person. Four of Cups, King of Wands. You are being put in front of yourself to see where you are rejecting certain aspects of your nature that are very, very important and that there is nothing wrong with. With Mars and Chiron connecting, Aries, you will see just how hard you've been on yourself in many ways. And the restrictions in place on you in terms of career have felt at times quite devastating. But with Jupiter there as well, you must not ignore the wonderful opportunities that appear. Jupiter and Pluto connecting this year. They just connected on the 30th of June, leading into July. And there is a lunar eclipse there. Oop. You need to go after what it is that you want. Albeit, at the same time, because life does not just happen on an even trajectory. At the same time, you're going through quite a lot emotionally in terms of healing and shutting out some ways of handling yourself. In the same way, Aries, you're being called to at least take a couple of steps, even if you're not so sure. Six of Swords, the Hanged Man. Your path requires a change in perspective. You're revising for an exam that determines the next step, really. Don't forget, Mars is in your sign for a very long time, meaning that you're going to get a couple of goes at what you want, even if initially the setbacks feel frustrating. In terms of colleagues and team players, do stand up for yourself. Seven of Wands, Three of Pentacles. Do stand up for yourself. What is it Dumbledore said about it takes courage to stand up to one's enemies, but it takes real courage to stand up to one's friends? There is a quote, I'm paraphrasing it and it's not correct. I know it's not correct. Standing up to the people that you like is a lot harder for you than standing up to the people that you don't like. But in terms of work, where's the difference? You're not the problem. Just telling you. Okay, so basically you're starting to take a few more steps towards the dream that you have in terms of your career, in terms of your success. And you're going to do very well with this. Knight of Swords. Don't be afraid of the speed. You're usually not. You usually don't mind picking up the speed, but there's a hesitancy there. And it's a lot to do with your circumstances more than anything else, but there is a hesitancy there. There is a fear mentality in some way. And a lot of it is to do with the people around you and yourself going to battle on your self-esteem. It's important that you address that. You're smack bang in the middle of these cards is the King of Wands. Someone who's very driven, very intense, and is headed towards success and recognition and being among people, romantically, friendship, in the workplace, that admire you and respect you and see the best in you. That is where you need to be. You need to be with people that are bringing out the best in you. People that see everything that you cannot see when you're in this cocoon that Cancer season can often do to you. And yes, you are looking with your, you know, your ruler Mars pushing you to go out into the world and proceed with yourself and express yourself in many ways. There is still this little bit of, I need to protect my ego. I need to protect my heart, and I need to base it on facts. I need to base it on evidence. There's a lot of that going on in your head. And in reality, Aries, you're going to see that maybe some environments are just not quite right for you. And that some things are just worth going after. As far as romance goes, looks like one of the most positive parts of July for you is the romantic energy. Now bear in mind, you're headed right towards Leo season. At the end of the month, the sun moves into Leo, right after another new moon in Cancer, albeit this one's not an eclipse. The new moon in Cancer is giving you another look at your home situation, your family situation, and your heart, your soul space, because it's moving the next day into Leo's energy, which is your heart. It is your creativity, it is your romance, it is a lot of fun. And it's really going to be well aspected to your ruler Mars in your sign, and of course Chiron being in your sign. So it's going to give it a little bit more heat into your bones, and it's going to be very, very exciting and very, very magical. Ooh. But in the meantime, do bear in mind, in Cancer season, you in particular can be pretty hard on yourself, and you have been very hard on yourself, and you're a go-getter. You know, you're the maverick of the zodiac. You are the infant that is feeling your way through the world. And some things that are really big and some things that are very emotional can feel very confusing. You know, you need support. And I feel like you're drawing in people that are very emotionally supportive of you and people that really like you for who you are. I just hope that you do, you know. Six of Swords, the Hanged Man, Seven of Wands, Three of Pentacles. Your instincts about people in your life that are pulling you down a lot, very sharp. It's hard to ignore that energy at the moment. I know that Saturn has moved out of Aquarius and it's back in Capricorn, putting a bit more restrictions in career than you'd like, in terms of your pay, in terms of your position, in terms of, you know, in many ways Saturn can be very restricting there, but it is the final exam, right? Jupiter and Saturn are both going to be in Aquarius at the end of the year. So it's going to be very, very interesting, and you're going to start to feel towards the end of the year like your career is just taken off. So in terms of career, in terms of social standing, try not to worry too much. This looks like a month that is blessed with a lot of beautiful fated connections, feeling like you've known somebody forever, feeling, you know, be it in love, be it in friendship, be it hobbies. There's this real feeling of romance and sweetness and serendipity. For some of you, that could just simply fall out of the sky. That could literally just appear like that and be a fixture. So there's a lot of pleasant surprises coming up for you. As well as that, I feel that things are turning around more than you realize. It's your relationship with yourself at the minute, Mars and Chiron, that we would just like to address a little bit more. As well as that, Venus now being direct in your third house of communications, of preconceptions, is asking you what is it that you really expect in terms of love and in terms of open dialogues, because you're very direct. You need other people that understand that. It is going to clash with your 12th house Pisces energy, Neptune and Pisces, towards the end of July. So just be mindful, Aries, in leading up to that energy, that you, how do I say this? You need to be quite direct, but you need to also understand that some of the things that you say could be quite hurtful, if they are coming from a place of your own vulnerability, right? So be wary of wounding other people in trying to get what it is that you need. Chances are what you need is there, you just have to ask for it, right? You just have to find a way of expecting it, I guess. So let's get into your extended reading, Aries. Thank you so much for your time. I love you all very much, and I'll see you in the next set of readings. Bye.